Let's talk about how you find probability using a table of values. So my example here, I am giving you some information about the kinds of pets that are owned and the age groups that people belong in. Okay, so there definitely could be some overlap. You know, you could have people that own both a dog and a cat, so we would say that these events are not disjoint or mutually exclusive. Anytime events have an overlap, we just have to be aware of it. Now, a couple of things to just kind of pay attention here right off the bat. You'll notice we have 547 total people that are part of our survey. And then, of course, we have totals that own each pet. We have totals in each age group. So we should just kind of notice that. So let's say we were told that we were just going to pick a person at random. And we were asked, what's the probability that that person owned a dog? Well, the thing to remember about probability is that probability is always the total on the denominator, and then the number that we're looking for, I always say of interest, on the top. Well, we had 547 total people, and the number that we're interested in are the people that owned dogs. So we got to come up here and say, well, here are the dog owners. Scroll along here. We had 216 of our people that owned a dog. So that would be our probability that we would pick someone at random and they would own a dog. Likewise, if I said, well, what's the probability we pick someone at random and they were between 19 and 30 years old? So again, you'd say, well, we had 547 total people, and now we need to figure out, well, what is the number of people that are in our interest group? 19, 30 right here. Scroll down, we have 120 in that group. Okay. Now, we could be doing something that involves two pieces of information. For example, let's say we said, what's the probability that it's a person over 55 and they own a cat? Okay, so now we'd say, well, the people that are over 55 are in this thing right here, but now we want only the people that are in there and also own a cat. That's this group right here. So out of our 547 total people, only those 67 fulfill both things, that they were over 55 and owned a cat. Now, if I change the wording here just a little bit, we call it a conditional. If I said, you picked a person at random and they were under 18, I give you that piece of information. That's given. And I say, okay, if you know that they're under 18, what's the probability they have a dog? Well, what this conditional does, I'm going to just make a little note here. This is called a conditional, and we're given that they were over 18. What that does is that changes our denominator, because now we're not talking about all 547 people anymore. We're saying, well, we know they're in this group. You're telling us it's here. So now the denominator is 178. It's only those people in that age group. And now we say, well, okay, we need the people that are owned a dog in that age group. 65 in this column, 65 of the people that we're talking about owned a dog. So just be kind of aware of that word, this given phrase, where we say, hey, you already know you're part of that group, so only look at one, in this case, column. We certainly could have said, you know what, we're giving you, we're going to give you that it's a fish owner. What's the probability there between 31 and 55 if you knew that they were a fish owner? And you'd say, well, okay, the fish owners are right here. There's 72 of them total, so that's our new denominator. And then you say, of the fish owners, here's the ones that are in that age group, that 15. So that's our numerator. So if all we say is, hey, we pick someone at random, what's the probability? We're talking about the entire group. We're talking about all, in this case, 547 people. But if instead we add a condition, we say, hey, we pick someone and we're telling you they're over 18, you can say, okay, I only need to look at that column. Or in this case of the blue, hey, I picked somebody, I know they're a fish owner. I know that. What's the probability of this age group? And all that does is change kind of the row or column we're looking at. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe for more math help.